शिवशक्तिसमारम्भां भास्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मद्श्रीनाथपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रीनाथादिगुरुत्रयं गणपतिं पीठत्रयं भैरवं सिद्धौघं वटुकत्रयं पदयुगं दूतीक्रमं मण्डलं वीराङ्ग्यष्टचतुष्कषष्ठिनवकं वीरावळी पञ्चकं श्रीमन्मालिनी मन्त्रराजसहितं वन्दे गुरोर्मण्डलम्। श्रीविमर्शानन्दनाथं सत्याम्बासहितं गुरुं हृत्पद्मकर्णिका मध्ये भावयेत् सर्वसिद्धये। श्रीभासुरानन्दनाथाय नमः। श्रीभास्करराय गुरुमण्डलाय नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्।
Namaste. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Shri Matre Namaha. Welcome to today's session. We will first learn how to chant 79th shloka of Soundaryalahari.
nisargakṣīṇasya
nisargakṣīṇasya nisargakṣīṇasya
stanataṭabhareṇa klamajuṣo
stanataṭabhareṇa klamajuṣo stanataṭabhareṇa klamajuṣo
nisargakṣīṇasya stanataṭabhareṇa klamajuṣo
nisargakṣīṇasya stanataṭabhareṇa klamajuṣo nisargakṣīṇasya stanataṭabhareṇa klamajuṣo
namanmūrternārītilaka
namanmūrternārītilaka namanmūrternārītilaka
śanakaistruṭyata iva
śanakaistruṭyata iva śanakaistruṭyata iva
namanmūrternārītilaka śanakaistruṭyata iva
namanmūrternārītilaka śanakaistruṭyata iva namanmūrternārītilaka śanakaistruṭyata iva
ciraṃ te madhyasya
ciraṃ te madhyasya ciraṃ te madhyasya
truṭitataṭinītīrataruṇā
truṭitataṭinītīrataruṇā truṭitataṭinītīrataruṇā
ciraṃ te madhyasya truṭitataṭinītīrataruṇā
ciraṃ te madhyasya truṭitataṭinītīrataruṇā ciraṃ te madhyasya truṭitataṭinītīrataruṇā
samāvasthāsthemno
samāvasthāsthemno samāvasthāsthemno
bhavatu kuśalaṃ śailatanaye
bhavatu kuśalaṃ śailatanaye bhavatu kuśalaṃ śailatanaye
samāvasthāsthemno bhavatu kuśalaṃ śailatanaye
samāvasthāsthemno bhavatu kuśalaṃ śailatanaye samāvasthāsthemno bhavatu kuśalaṃ śailatanaye. We will repeat all the 4 lines together twice. nisargakṣīṇasya stanataṭabhareṇa klamajuṣo namanmūrternārītilaka śanakaistruṭyata iva ciraṃ te madhyasya truṭitataṭinītīrataruṇā samāvasthāsthemno bhavatu kuśalaṃ śailatanaye. nisargakṣīṇasya stanataṭabhareṇa klamajuṣo namanmūrternārītilaka śanakaistruṭyata iva
चिरं ते मध्यस्य त्रुटिततटिनीतीरतरुणा समावस्थास्थेम्नो भवतु कुशलं शैलतनये.
We will now listen to the musical rendition from Priya, Paramesh, Mahita and Karthik.
nisargakṣīṇasya stanataṭabhareṇa klamajuṣo nisargakṣīṇasya stanataṭabhareṇa klamajuṣo
nisargakṣīṇasya stanataṭabhareṇa klamajuṣo nisargakṣīṇasya stanataṭabhareṇa klamajuṣo
namanmūrternārītilaka śanakaistruṭyata iva namanmūrternārītilaka śanakaistruṭyata iva
namanmūrternārītilaka śanakaistruṭyata iva namanmūrternārītilaka śanakaistruṭyata iva
nisargakṣīṇasya stanataṭabhareṇa klamajuṣo namanmūrternārītilaka śanakaistruṭyata iva nisargakṣīṇasya stanataṭabhareṇa klamajuṣo namanmūrternārītilaka śanakaistruṭyata iva
nisargakṣīṇasya stanataṭabhareṇa klamajuṣo namanmūrternārītilaka śanakaistruṭyata iva nisargakṣīṇasya stanataṭabhareṇa klamajuṣo namanmūrternārītilaka śanakaistruṭyata iva
ciraṃ te madhyasya truṭitataṭinītīrataruṇā ciraṃ te madhyasya truṭitataṭinītīrataruṇā
ciraṃ te madhyasya truṭitataṭinītīrataruṇā ciraṃ te madhyasya truṭitataṭinītīrataruṇā
samāvasthāsthemno bhavatu kuśalaṃ śailatanaye samāvasthāsthemno bhavatu kuśalaṃ śailatanaye
samāvasthāsthemno bhavatu kuśalaṃ śailatanaye samāvasthāsthemno bhavatu kuśalaṃ śailatanaye
ciraṃ te madhyasya truṭitataṭinītīrataruṇā samāvasthāsthemno bhavatu kuśalaṃ śailatanaye ciraṃ te madhyasya truṭitataṭinītīrataruṇā samāvasthāsthemno bhavatu kuśalaṃ śailatanaye
ciraṃ te madhyasya truṭitataṭinītīrataruṇā samāvasthāsthemno samāvasthāsthemno bhavatu kuśalaṃ śailatanaye ciraṃ te madhyasya truṭitataṭinītīrataruṇā samāvasthāsthemno bhavatu kuśalaṃ śailatanaye
nisargakṣīṇasya stanataṭabhareṇa klamajuṣo namanmūrternārītilaka śanakaistruṭyata iva ciraṃ te madhyasya truṭitataṭinītīrataruṇā samāvasthāsthemno bhavatu kuśalaṃ śailatanaye nisargakṣīṇasya stanataṭabhareṇa klamajuṣo namanmūrternārītilaka śanakaistruṭyata iva ciraṃ te madhyasya truṭitataṭinītīrataruṇā samāvasthāsthemno bhavatu kuśalaṃ śailatanaye
nisargakṣīṇasya stanataṭabhareṇa klamajuṣo namanmūrternārītilaka śanakaistruṭyata iva ciraṃ te madhyasya truṭitataṭinītīrataruṇā samāvasthāsthemno bhavatu kuśalaṃ śailatanaye nisargakṣīṇasya stanataṭabhareṇa klamajuṣo namanmūrternārītilaka śanakaistruṭyata iva ciraṃ te madhyasya truṭitataṭinītīrataruṇā samāvasthāsthemno bhavatu kuśalaṃ śailatanaye.
We'll now quickly go through the meanings of the verses. In this verse, Bhagavad-pada Adi Shankaracharya addresses Devi as śailatanaye, daughter of mountains, as well as Nāritilaka, the jewel or the greatest among women. So here, by using the Nari word, Nari literally means woman, but he wants to bring out the superior nature of women here. He talks about the slender waist of Devi, that is naturally slender and appears to be tired because of heavy chest. He says, your body is slightly bent as though on the verge of breaking. On the banks of a river, there is a tree which is on the verge of breaking or being uprooted due to the heavy flow of the river. Your waist, O Devi, that is in a state similar to this state of the tree, may it bless us for a long time. The poet does not want the waist to break, so he hopes and prays it to bless the devotees for a long time.
We need to remember that even though the waist is so slender, it is capable of carrying out Srishti, Sthiti and Laya, creation, preservation and dissolution of this Jagat. In this verse, Bhagavad-pada describes the moment just before creation. When a mother is about to give birth to her child, there is so much tension and anticipation for the mother as well as her relatives who are all around. It is a precarious situation. Bhagavad-pada is comparing this to a tree on a river bank when the river is overflowing and it has eroded the river bank and the tree appears to hang precariously as if it can fall any moment. Similarly, for women at the time of giving birth, the breasts become heavy due to the need to feed the newborn child with milk for at least 6 months. As she is Lata Tanuhu, as said in Lalita Trishati, the body being the slender creeper, it appears as though the waist will find it difficult to hold the heavy chest and can break at any time.
Bhagavatpada understands the hardships a mother has to undergo to give birth to a child. In the poem Matru Panchakam, Shankara says, at the time of giving birth, you had to undergo unbearable pain. You also had to suffer because of sleepless nights you had to spend taking care of the child. You had to share the wet bed with the child for almost a year. You had to bear the weight of pregnancy for 10 months. Even if I have to repay the pain you bore during one day of your pregnancy, I will not be able to do it, however high my achievements in this life are. I bow to that mother of me. Let me quote the verse that Bhagavad-pada says, explaining this emotion in the verse of Matru Panchakam. Astam tavadiyam prasuti samaye durvara shulavyatha nairuchyam tanusoshanam malamayi shayyacha samvatsari ekasyapi na garbhabhara bharana kleshasya yasya kshamaha datum nishkritim unnatopi tanayaha tasyai jananyai namaha. Let's now move on to learning to chant shloka number 80.
Kucau sadyasvidyat,
Kucau sadyasvidyat, Kucau sadyasvidyat,
tadghatitakūrpāsabhidurau,
tadghatitakūrpāsabhidurau, tadghatitakūrpāsabhidurau,
Kucau sadyasvidyat tadghatitakūrpāsabhidurau,
Kucau sadyasvidyat, tadghatitakūrpāsabhidurau, Kucau sadyasvidyat, tadghatitakūrpāsabhidurau,
kaṣantau dormūle,
kaṣantau dormūle, kaṣantau dormūle,
kanakakalaśābhau kalayatā,
kanakakalaśābhau kalayatā, kanakakalaśābhau kalayatā,
kaṣantau dormūle, kanakakalaśābhau kalayatā,
kaṣantau dormūle, kanakakalaśābhau kalayatā, kaṣantau dormūle, kanakakalaśābhau kalayatā,
tava trātuṃ bhaṅgāt,
tava trātuṃ bhaṅgāt, tava trātuṃ bhaṅgāt,
alamiti valagnaṃ tanubhuvā,
alamiti valagnaṃ tanubhuvā, alamiti valagnaṃ tanubhuvā,
tava trātuṃ bhaṅgādalamiti valagnaṃ tanubhuvā,
tava trātuṃ bhaṅgādalamiti valagnaṃ tanubhuvā, tava trātuṃ bhaṅgādalamiti valagnaṃ tanubhuvā,
tridhānaddham devi,
tridhānaddham devi, tridhānaddham devi,
trivali lavali vallibhiriva,
trivali lavali vallibhiriva, trivali lavali vallibhiriva,
tridhānaddham devi trivali lavali vallibhiriva,
tridhānaddham devi trivali lavali vallibhiriva, tridhānaddham devi trivali lavali vallibhiriva. We will recite all the 4 lines together. Kucau sadyasvidyat tadghatitakūrpāsabhidurau, kaṣantau dormūle kanakakalaśābhau kalayatā, tava trātuṃ bhaṅgādalamiti valagnaṃ tanubhuvā, tridhānaddham devi trivali lavali vallibhiriva. Kucau sadyasvidyat tadghatitakūrpāsabhidurau, kaṣantau dormūle kanakakalaśābhau kalayatā, tava trātuṃ bhaṅgādalamiti valagnaṃ tanubhuvā,
त्रिधानद्धं देवि त्रिवलिलवलीवल्लिभिरिव.
Let's listen to Priya, Parmesh, Mahinta and Karthik and learn this shloka in Riti Gaule Ragam.
कुचौ सद्यः स्विद्यत्तटघटितकूर्पासभिदुरौ कुचौ सद्यः स्विद्यत्तटघटितकूर्पासभिदुरौ
कुचौ सत्यस्वित्कूर्पासभिदुरौ
काṣantau dormūle kanakakalaśābhau kalayat
काṣantau dormūle kanakakalaśābhau kalayatā काṣantau dormūle kanakakalaśābhau kalayatā
कुचौ सद्यः स्विद्यत्तटघटितकूर्पासभिदुरौ काṣantau dormūle kanakakalaśābhau kalayatā कुचौ सद्यः स्विद्यत्तटघटितकूर्पासभिदुरौ काṣantau dormūle kanakakalaśābhau kalayatā
कुचौ सद्यस्विद्यत्तटघटितकूर्पासभिदुरौ काṣantau dormūle kanakakalaśābhau kalayatā कुचौ सत्यस्विद्यत्तटघटितकूर्पासभिदुरौ काṣantau dormūle kanakakalaśābhau kalayatā
tava trātuṃ bhaṅgādalamiti valagnaṃ tanubhuvā tava trātuṃ bhaṅgādalamiti valagnaṃ tanubhuvā
tava trātuṃ bhaṅgādalamiti valagnaṃ tanubhuvā tava trātuṃ bhaṅgādalamiti valagnaṃ tanubhuvā
त्रिधानद्धं देवि त्रिवलिलवलीवल्लिभिरिव त्रिधानद्धं देवि त्रिवलिलवलीवल्लिभिरिव
त्रिधानद्धं देवि त्रिवलिलवलीवल्लिभिरिव त्रिधानद्धं देवि त्रिवलिलवलीवल्लिभिरिव
तव त्रातुं भङ्गादलमिति वदग्नं तनुभुवा त्रिधानद्धं देवि त्रिवलिलवलीवल्लिभिरिव तव त्रातुं भङ्गादलमिति वदग्नं तनुभुवा त्रिधानद्धं देवि त्रिवलिलवलीवल्लिभिरिव
तव त्रातुं भङ्गादलमिति वदग्नं तनुभुवा त्रिधानद्धं देवि त्रिवलिलवलीवल्लिभिरिव तव त्रातुं भङ्गादलमिति वदग्नं तनुभुवा त्रिधानद्धं देवि त्रिवलिलवलीवल्लिभिरिव
कुचौ सद्यस्विद्यत् तटघटितकूर्पासभिदुरौ kaṣantau dormūle kanakakalaśābhau kalayatā tava trātuṃ bhaṅgādalamiti valagnaṃ tanubhuvā त्रिधानद्धं देवि त्रिवलिलवली वल्लिभिरिव
कुचौ सद्यः स्विद्यत्तटघटितकूर्पासभिदुरौ काṣantau dormūle
कनककलशाभौ कलयता
तवा trātuṃ bhaṅgādalamiti valagnaṃ tanubhuvā
त्रिधानद्धं देवि त्रिवलिलवली वल्लिभिरिव
कुचौ सद्यस्विद्यत्तटघटितकूर्पासभिदुरौ काṣantau dormūle kanakakalaśābhau kalayatā tava trātuṃ bhaṅgādalamiti valagnaṃ tanubhuvā त्रिधानद्धं देवि त्रिवलिलवली वल्लिभिरिव कुचौ सद्यस्विद्यत्तटघटितकूर्पासभिदुरौ काṣantau dormūle kanakakalaśābhau kalayatā tava trātuṃ bhaṅgādalamiti valagnaṃ tanubhuvā त्रिधानद्धं देवि त्रिवलिलवली वल्लिभिरिव.
Now let us see the brief meaning of this shloka. Here, Adi Shankara describes the three folds on the waist of Devi. He says that her two breasts, made by Manmatha, shining like gold, and the stitched clothes covering them, sweating and breaking, are causing the slender waist to break. Manmatha feels guilty that he is the cause for this, and as an atonement for this act, is tying her waist with the lovely creeper which appears as the three folds in Devi's waist. She is constantly meditating on Parameshvara, so she is full of Ananda. Her chest is full of compassion. The shining sign of three folds in her waist imply auspiciousness. The same sign appear on Lalata, forehead, and Kantha, neck, as rekhas or lines. In the waist, it is seen as folds. Manmatha still has grudge against Shiva due to the past act of Shiva burning him, so enhances Devi's beauty in every possible way. Some scholars equate the lovely creeper to Amritavalli, used in performing Amrita Mrityunjaya Homa, performed as a prayer for long life.
Lalita Sahasranama says the same concept described here in this shloka as stanabhara pattabandha valitraya. Also, her slender waist is described in Lalita Sahasranama as tanumadhya. Bhaskararaya's commentary says Tanumadhya is the deity worshipped in the country of Kanchi. May Devi Tanumadhya, wife of Bilveshwara, residing on the bank of Neva river, protect me, he says. We already mentioned that these set of verses from 70 to 80 describe Devi from below neck to the waist, her Swarupa belonging to the Madhyakuta of the Srividya mantra, Kanthada Katiparyanta Madhyakuta Swarupini. The Madhyakuta constitute the second and third objects of life called Artha and Kama. This is exactly why the Madhyakuta is also called the Kamaraja Kuta. It is also called Manmathakala or Kamakala and is the Jnana Shakti or the wisdom energy of Devi manifesting in the Kamaraja Kuta. She is Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti Swarupini, says Lalita Sahasranama. She is the Ichha Shakti or the desire energy in her Vagbhavakuta or the head, Jnana Shakti or the wisdom energy in the Madhyamakuta from below neck to the waist, and the Kriya Shakti or the action energy in the Shakti Kuta below the waist up to her feet.
Out of the 4 Vedas, Yajurveda explains the rituals by means of which one can attain Artha and Kama. So Devi is Yajurveda Swarupa in all the shlokas of Madhyamakuta. In the Sri Chakra, this Madhyamakuta is meditated upon the 4th Avarana, that is Sarva Saubhagyadayaka Chakram, the 5th Avarana, Sarvartha Sadhaka Chakram, and the 6th Avarana, Sarva Rakshakara Chakram. These 3 together are called the Sthiti Chakras, the preservation Shakti of Vishnu manifests here. In these 11 verses, Bhagavad Pada is describing the Sthula Swarupa or Sthula Upasana of Devi or Bahiryaga of Devi. Manmatha is the main devata of the Kamaraja Kuta or Madhya Kuta. In the 19th verse of Soundaryalahari, Mukham bindum kritva kucayugam adhastasya tadadhaha harardham dhyayedyo haramagishite manmatha kalam. Bhagavad Pada is explaining the Kamakala Dhyanam, meditating Devi in our hearts as the triangle with the face as apex and Devi's breast being the Chandra and Surya Mandala. Kamakala Dhyanam can be done as the Bahiryaga and also as Antaryaga. The fruit of this upasana is mentioned in the Tripura Upanishad as Kamim Kalam Kamya Rupam Viditva Naro Jayate Kama Rupascha Kamyaha. When Devi transforms herself into the form of Sri Chakra with all her physical body, Kamakala, which is the signs of Manmatha, as Kameshwara, and who has unsurpassed beauty of a human, a sadhaka who meditates thus gets the beauty of Manmatha. The word Kamyaha, the next word, indicates that this is only a minor phala or a minor benefit, and the sadhaka becomes a person who is wanted and loved by all beings in the 3 worlds. This idea is conveyed by Bhagavad Pada in the 3rd and 4th lines of the 19th verse. Sasadyas sanshobham nayati vanita ityati laghu triloke mapyashu brahmayati ravindu stanayugam. As many secret ideas are conveyed by Bhagavad Pada, it is difficult to comprehend the meaning of Soundaryalahari verses. We have to pray to our Gurus and Devi to bless us all to understand the true meaning. The Panchadashakshari mantra of Kama is hidden in this verse.
With this, we conclude today's session and this week's sadhana. We will continue to pray our Guru and Devi to continue to bless us as we learn the next set of verses. Please join us in the next week's sadhana coming Sunday, and when we cover the 81st to the 90th shloka of Soundaryalahari. These set of 10 verses are set to Maya Malava Gaule Raga. Hope you're all downloading the app and making use of the app to practice these verses. We will meet again Sunday morning. Namaste, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Shri Matre Namaha.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Shri Matre Namaha.
शिवे शिवसुशीतलामृततरङ्गगन्धोल्लसन् नवावरणदेवते नवनवामृतस्यन्दिनी गुरुक्रमपुरस्कृते गुणशरीरनित्योज्ज्वले षडङ्गपरिवारिते कालितयेष पुष्पाञ्जलिः कालितयेष पुष्पाञ्जलिः